Hi, how are you? I hope you guys are okay. I'm also okay. Now, this is a continuation of what we were talking about the other day, the gut health. 3 common signs your gut may need attention. What are some of the kind of foods we need to take to improve our gut health? What are some of the things we need to do to support our gut health? A question: did you know you can eat some of the healthiest meal on earth and still struggle with bloating, constipation, and even digestive discomfort? Yes, you can drink your smoothies, eat your vegetables, take your natural herbs like chia seed, the flax seeds, but still feel like something is not right within your system. Why? Because sometimes the problem is not simply the food you are eating. Sometimes there may be an underlying issue affecting your digestive system, your gut environment, or even the proactive lining of your gut. And if that underlying issue is not addressed, simply uh, by adding more healthy foods and even looking after your gut health, then you might be doing an injustice to your gut health. Allow me welcome you to this topic. Before then, this is the best channel where we get to have a practical, evidence-aware conversation about uh, the food, the natural wellness, superfoods, and healthy living that God ordained to us as His children. So today we are talking about something that affects every part of our health, and that is your gut. So if you missed on my first video about the gut and the description of our gut, please go back to the channel, look for that video about the topic we talked about the gut, and we move together so that we stay guided. And I don't want to redo what I already covered the previous day. So within that video, we discussed exactly what the gut is, and we also talked about the kind of microorganisms that resides within our guts, and also how we can take good care of them. So today, we want to talk about some of the signs, the warning signs that perhaps your body might be telling you that all is not okay with your gut. So number one warning sign you have to look for is when you have frequent bloating. Another question I want to pose to you: do you often, maybe after finishing certain meal, you suddenly feel unusually full, you feel your stomach is tight, and even sometimes you feel uncomfortable? Yeah? Occasional bloating can happen, but frequent bloating, it's a warning sign that all is not well within your gut. And also ensure when you are eating, you ensure you chew slowly so that you don't swallow more air. When you swallow more air when you are chewing, and when you talk and maybe laugh and maybe joke while eating, there is a possibility you can be swallowing more air, and it can give you abdominal discomfort. So it's always encouraged that when you are eating, chew slowly and ensure that you are not gasping more air within your stomach. It can lead to bloating, but that is not what we are talking about. There are those people who immediately after eating, they suddenly feel they are full, they suddenly feel uncomfortable, and sometimes they feel uh, their stomach is warning them that no, that that meal you took is doing me injustice. That is a number one warning sign that your gut might be screaming and telling you that please slow down, check out on me, and give me some assistance. That is number one warning sign: frequent bloating. Number two, irregular bowel movements. Let me ask you some personal question. How well do you know your normal bowel habits? How well do you know your normal bowel habits? Because your bowel movements can tell you a lot about what is happening within your digestive system. Are you frequently constipated? maybe you are taking these foods that are rich in fiber, and maybe you are taking these foods that are good for this mucoid like foods like maybe flaxseed, like chia seed, like even pawpaw, but still you feel constipated. Do you have problems even after taking these stool relieving foods, but you do you still feel constipated? If after even taking those foods and you still feel constipated, that might be a warning sign that your gut is telling you that please check out on my issue. I'm not okay. Yeah. And do you keep on alternating between constipation and diarrhea? Do you strain excessively while passing your stool? Because the natural processes that God ordained to us should not be strainers. So the moment you are feeling constipated and you alternate diarrhea in between, and even you are straining while passing through your stool, that is also a warning sign. Your gut is telling you that please check out on me, all is not okay. Pay very attention to those signs. And then number 3, when you have frequent gas or abdominal discomfort. Another question I'm asking you, do you ever feel after taking certain meal, you feel that you are bloated and there's a lot of gas within your system? But when you looked at how you chewed your food, you chewed it perfectly, but still you're feeling like you have too much gas within your stomach. That is also a warning sign. Your gut is telling you that please, all is not okay down here, right? So gas is normal. Your digestive system naturally produces gas, including those microorganisms that we talked about, the microbiomes. They undergo a process of microbial fermentation of certain foods. Yeah. So production of gas during digestion is okay, but excessive release of gas is something that is alarming, and it shouldn't be that way. So if you are constantly uncomfortable, repeatedly cramping, experiencing persistent abdominal pain, or even feeling that your stomach is always unsettled, then your digestive system may need closer attention. So, and that is where many people make a mistake. Why do many people make a mistake? Because maybe they will go for antacid, kitu kama ino, but is that really the main problem? Perhaps the problem is not even on that. Perhaps the problem is within your gut. And so, and a question now that we've talked about all these warning signs that our gut is not healthy. So how do we support our gut health? That is something that you're asking yourself. So I want to give you some practical framework you people need to apply, or you people need uh, to adapt or incorporate on your daily habits. This is not a miracle cure. This is something that will not happen 3 days. This is something that has got no magical power. Yeah. This is something that is thoughtful, step by step, deliberate approach of supporting your digestive health. So number 1, remember we said that our gut has got microorganisms. These microorganisms, they are good to our system. Yeah, but an overgrowth or imbalance of them is what bring uh, that that distortion within our gut. So ensure, number 1, ensure you support your beneficial microorganisms. But and you ask yourself, how do you support these beneficial microorganisms within a system? You support them by taking probiotics. Yeah, I know you've heard about probiotics. So probiotics, these are live microorganisms that when administered in adequate amounts and the right dosage may provide a health benefit to your system. So these probiotics, there are so many probiotics rich foods that you can take as a person. Number 1, we have fermented foods. Fermented foods. You've heard about fermented foods. Yeah. So these fermented foods, some of them, a good number of them, contain live microorganisms that are beneficial to your gut. Some some of these fermented probiotic foods. Number 1, you've heard about yogurt. So yogurt is a very good probiotic food. You you as a person should always consider having as part of your meal. Yeah, homemade yogurt. We can talk about Greek yogurt. We can talk about the yogurt that you're just making at home. And then also we have sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is a fermented cabbage. You can decide to use red cabbage or even white cabbage. Red cabbage the better. White cabbage also does the same work. Red cabbage is so rich in a certain antioxidant called anthocyanin. So you can ferment your cabbage at home 7 to 14 days. So yes, 7 to 14 days, and then you take. I'll show you how you guys can make these fermented foods at home. And then we also have fermented milk or kefir. Kefir milk is so good to your gut health. We also have kefir water. And this kefir milk and even kefir water, you make them using kefir grains. With time, I'll show you how, don't worry. And also we have kimchi. You can make kimchi at home. You can make tapache. Tapache is a fermented pineapple and even ginger. You ferment and then you take. We have a zobo drink that is fermented hibiscus. You can ferment your hibiscus and take it. You can also make kombucha. Yes, and also if it's a must, you take alcohol. Then and you want to take fermented drink to your system, you can do muritina. Yes, muritina. Muritina is also a good fermented food. And then lastly, we can talk about fermented tamarind is also good to your gut health. And then fermented porridge is also good to your gut health. Now, remember, not every fermented food is automatically probiotic. Probiotic, we have said, they are those foods that contain live microorganisms. So not all fermented foods will always contain live microorganisms. But if you think that the kind of food you have fermented has got live microorganisms, then go for it. That is a good probiotic for your health. And then we have, that is one, ensure you take probiotics. That is one, how to take care of your gut. And then number two, ensure you nourish and support your gut lining. You nourish and support your gut lining. How do you do this? Remember, let's talk about something. This is something that is very important. Our intestinal lining, they act as a selective barrier to good and bad microorganisms. So when it acts as a selective barrier, it simply means that it regulates what passes through the gut from the body into your system. It will regulate. If it is something good, it will pass. If it is not something good, then it will not pass. So when you nourish your gut lining, you're also doing justice to your gut. And how do you do this? You do this with kind of foods that have got mucilage like substance. Yeah, there's so many foods that you can use, and even some of the herbs you can use to do this to your system. Number one, you can use chia seeds. Chia seed is also good for your gut because when you soak that chia seed in water overnight, it will form a gel-like substance. In the morning, you can take it on an empty stomach. It is good for your health. We have flaxseed. You can boil your flaxseed and take that water, or you can even soak it in water overnight, and then you take that water. It has got that milk like substance. That one is good for your gut. We also talk about jute mallow. Jute mallow, you ask yourself, hiyo ni nini? Jute mallow ni mrenda. In my vernacular, we call it apoth. So jute mallow is also another food that is so rich in fiber, and it's so rich with in those mucilages. They're so good, and they support lining your gut health. And also about slippery elm. Slippery elm is also a very good source for. Is also a very good food that will support our gut lineage. Yeah. So how do you take your slippery elm? You boil your water, and then after boiling your water, you steep your slippery elm, and then you will take it after some time. It will be mucod like, and then that water you drink it. It's good. It protects your gut lining. It will protect your gut lining. So your gut lining will be selective to what is passing through and what is not passing through, depending on its beneficial to your system. And also lastly, we have bone broth. Bone broth, yes, bone broth is also a good source because of the collagen production it will produce. Now, after you have taken probiotics, you have taken care of the gut lining, now you support elimination of bad bacteria from your system. Remember, when fermentation is happening, there is a production of gas, and even uh, there's some production of some bad bacteria. That process is called those foods, they are called postbiotics. So they are postbiotics foods that you need to take after after taking care of your health. And the most common used herb, or the most common used thing for that has been commonly used as a postbiotic. Have you heard something about activated charcoal? So activated charcoal is so good because it will go and bind bad bacteria and even those poisonous things that have products that has come as a result of fermentation. So ensure that within each and every household, please do not miss this activated charcoal. Even if somebody is suffering from poisonous attack, take that activated charcoal. It is something that every household needs to have. In case uko na diarrhea, umeikula kitu mbaya, take activated charcoal. One tablespoon in a warm water, and then you take it. Will help you a big time. And then also, you address. We've bound those bad bacteria. Now we want to remove parasitic worms and bad bacteria within our system. And what do you use? You use a powerful seed or a powerful oil that has been used since time immemorial. Do you know which kind of seed is that, or which oil is that? Any idea? Any idea? Yes, there is a seed, a tiny seed, very tiny, and you can cold press it and obtain its oil. Inaitwa black seed. So you can remove these bad microorganisms, or you can eliminate these bad microorganisms by taking black seed. Or if you don't want to take black seed, then you can take black seed oil. And how do you take black seed oil? Black seed oil, you take it sublingually. Unaweka beneath your tongue, and then itaenda straight into your bloodstream, and it will help you. And then do not also ignore parasitic worms, parasites, and even worms within your body. You can remove them. And how do you remove them? These ones to remove using, you can use pawpaw seeds, raw pawpaw seeds, and even pumpkin seeds. So anytime you have purchased your pawpaw, don't throw those seeds. If it's a must to throw those seeds, nitafute nipe. Don't throw those seeds. Those are very good source of deworming. So you can deworm yourself using pawpaw seeds and even pumpkin seeds, right? And then lastly, ensure you regulate your blood flow within your system. And how do you do that? Another a must-have herb in each and every household. Hii hufai kukosa. Hii ukikosa unafaa hata uchapwe. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is so good. It helps with the flow of blood from your system. Now, we've talked about all this. And the certain foods you need to incorporate in your diet on a daily basis. Number one, we talk about broccoli. I don't know how you pronounce it, but some call it broccoli, some call it broccoli. Broccoli is very good food for the gut health. Talk about carrots. Talk about cabbage. Yeah. Talk about bananas. We talk about avocados. We talk about millet. We talk about sorghum, brown rice. Yeah. Flaxseed, chia seed, groundnuts, pumpkin seeds. We've all talked about all these things. These are good source for they provide our system with good sources of bacteria for our gut health. And they also provide us with good fiber content. Ensure, try as much as possible. I know it's hard, but train yourself to love ugali ya kusiaga. That ugali ya kusiaga. Ugali ya posho meal. I don't know how I'll call it. Do away, try as much as possible. I know it's hard, but train yourself. Try as much as possible to do away with sifted maize. It has got zero nutrients in it. Zero nutrients. So ensure the kind of food you are taking, because we are Africans and we are Kenyan, and being Kenyans is our business, and taking ugali is our business. Ensure you take ugali yenye iko na fiber content. It's so good to your health and to your gut. And finally, we've talked about fermented foods and even drinks. Just a recap. We've talked about kimchi, tapache, sauerkraut, kefir milk, kefir water, plain yogurt, or even Greek yogurt or homemade yogurt. We've talked about kombucha. We have muretina and even fermented tamarind. They are so good to your health. But remember one thing: not every fermented food is a source of probiotic. Some fermented food has in a live microorganisms. Kitu kama those fermented vegetable, mboga ya kienyeji zile tumeweka maziwa twingi. Ni tamu yes, but iko na zero benefit. So not all fermented foods ziko na live microorganisms. Ensure the fermented products or even fermented foods you are making at home, they have got live cultures that will be beneficial to your system. And also remember, when making these fermented foods, use correct ingredients, use appropriate salt concentration, and also consider hygiene completely. So my final message to you: your gut does not necessarily need an aggressive cleanse. It doesn't need an aggressive cleanse that you do all these things once and then you expect results immediately. Your gut needs understanding. Talk to your gut. Address your gut. Yeah? Your gut also needs consistency. You don't do these things 2 days, 3 days, and then you rest. These things need consistency. You do them today, you do them tomorrow, you do them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and then the same time it took your gut to be destroyed, it will be the same time it will take your gut to be restored to its vitality. So ensure you do this. But if your symptoms persist, then go to the doctor and seek medical attention. So eat diverse range of plant foods, plant-based diets. Include appropriate fiber in your system or in your food intake. Stay hydrated. 7 to 8 glasses of water a day will do you no harm. Yeah. Stay physically active. Yeah. Incorporate fermented foods in your diet. And then ensure, by doing all these things, one thing you need not forget is to trust in God, because He's the greatest physician ever found. All right. So, because your gut deserves seriousness and attention that it needs, please treat it with utmost care. That is your whole being. When you're not okay, when your gut is sick, of course you are. Of course you are sick. So, which fermented food or drink do you already consume? Is it yogurt? Is it kombucha? Is it sauerkraut? Is it kefir milk or even kefir water? Tell me. You can drop it down on the comment section. And if you found this video helpful or this information helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and even to share it with your friends and help us grow this channel. Remember, your health, this is my tagline, always, all the time. Your health is your wealth. Cherish it and guard it with jealousy, because you cannot serve God in an enfeebled body. Why do you exist? You exist to give God glory and to keep His commandment. And that is the whole duty of man. So take care of your gut, take care of your health. Until next time, may God keep you and watch over you, even as we try to live according to God's purpose. Thank you. See you onto my next video.